to Lost and Profound Musings on the Power of Connection Through Discovery. This is a podcast for leaders and learners, performers, and all people seeking a deeper sense of connection and discovery in your life. I'm your host, Doug Chancel-Harry, owner of DCH Coaching. Please visit me at dchcoaching.com. If you're searching to find your purpose, or maybe you're just looking for the trailhead to your next big life's adventure, please reach out. I can absolutely help. So today we are talking about feedback. Feedback, not failure. How to build a culture of constructive critique. So failure, just the word is often enough to make most of us wince. From childhood spelling tests to quarterly performance reviews, the fear of getting it wrong has been baked into how we show up, how we grow up, and, well, far too often how we lead. We equate critique with condemnation, feedback with final judgment. And as a result, we end up avoiding the very conversations that could unlock our greatest growth. But here's the truth. Feedback isn't failure. When done well, it's fuel. At DCH Coaching, I spend a lot of time helping leaders rewire how they think about feedback. Because if your team equates critique with danger, they'll protect themselves instead of improving themselves. Right? They're going to play it safe. They'll say less. They'll hide the very insights that could move your culture forward. And the silence is expensive. A culture of fear silences growth. Too many workplaces confuse feedback with fault finding. We whisper suggestions like secrets. We touch concerns. We couch concerns in 10 compliments. Or worse, we say nothing at all until something goes off the rails. In this kind of environment, vulnerability becomes risky. Learning stalls, innovation slows, and leaders are often the last to know when something's not working until it breaks. According to Harvard Business Review, employees who don't feel psychologically safe are less likely to offer new ideas, ask for help, or speak up about mistakes. That means the very conversations that could prevent failure are often avoided in the name of professionalism. But growth doesn't happen without friction. And trust doesn't mean avoiding hard feedback. It means being able to give and receive it with honesty and care. So, when does feedback become a threat? Well, feedback isn't the problem. Fear is. When feedback feels like a trap door or a prelude to punishment, people start playing defense. They shut up, they nod, they don't engage. They spin positive language to mask real issues, and over time, that builds a culture of avoidance. Look, in this kind of workplace, performance suffers not because people aren't smart or capable, but because they're afraid to stretch. Even leaders fall into this trap. When feedback's met with silence or pushback, it's easy to stop giving it altogether. But silence isn't kindness. It's neglect. Normalize feedback as a tool, not as a threat. Creating a feedback-rich culture takes intention, courage, and maybe some reframing. So here's where to begin. First, lead with curiosity, not control. Too many feedback conversations start with, here's what you did wrong. Instead, try, look, can we explore how that went? This will signal openness, not blame. And feedback should feel like a collaboration, not a correction. Second, make feedback routine. Okay, not rare. If the only time your team hears feedback is during annual reviews, you're doing it wrong. Embed it in your culture. Normalize real-time check-ins. Make it as normal as saying, how's your day going? All right, number 3, praise effort, not just outcomes. Okay, recognizing wins is essential, but so is celebrating the process. Did someone take a risk, ask for help, adapt to feedback? That's growth. It deserves praise. Number 4, model receiving feedback well. As a leader, you set the tone. If you get defensive or dismissive when feedback comes your way, your team learns to stay silent. But if you say, hey, thanks for that insight, I hadn't considered it that way, you open the door to trust. And number 5, train for it. Feedback is not intuitive for everyone. Offer coaching or workshops or peer-led sessions to build this skill. The more people practice, the less threatening it becomes. According to a study by Zanger-Folkman, leaders who ranked in the top 10% for giving honest, helpful feedback had employees 3 times more engaged than those working under poor feedback givers. All right. Constructive cultures create lasting impact. So feedback isn't about catching people out. It's about calling them forward. It's an invitation to evolve, not a verdict on their value. When done with care, consistency, and curiosity, feedback becomes a shared language of growth. It builds resilience, it deepens trust, and it unlocks the kind of performance that annual bonuses can't buy. So let's stop treating feedback like a fire alarm. Let's just make it part of the rhythm. Let's make it normal and generous and grounded in the belief that we can do better together. If you're ready to build a culture of trust and growth and honest conversation, I can help. At DCH Coaching, we support leaders in shifting from fearful silence to powerful dialogue. So, let's rewrite the script, because feedback isn't failure, it's the fuel for your next breakthrough. If you want to learn more, come visit me at www.dchcoaching.com/services. And if you like what you're seeing and hearing today so far, well, please give us a like and subscribe. It really helps me to help others. All right, I look forward to our next adventure together. And until then, happy leading.
And now